Hi, welcome to Legally Speaking. Back again here today with one of our resident legal experts, Zinhle Mavuso from Popela, Maake attorneys, and we're going to talk about expungement or the expungement of a criminal record. This is a very common thing that comes up in South Africa. Criminal records take place for all kinds of reasons, and they can be incredibly limiting things on your life. They may limit, for example, your ability to get a job, to immigrate, and there's very, very good social reasons and great benefits to society in general to have the ability to expunge certain criminal records at certain times. I don't necessarily think it's the kind of thing you would want for, say, a serial killer, and I'm not quite sure how it works, but that's why we brought Zinhle, and she's going to walk us through a little bit. So, Zinhle, welcome. And if I may start, let's say you've got somebody and they have a criminal record, let's say for drinking and driving. I think that's quite a common one in South Africa, or maybe they've been arrested for the possession of drugs, and they would like to have their criminal records expunged. What are the processes? What are the requirements? What are the steps? What tips do you have? Talk us through a little bit. Let's give people a little bit of your knowledge.
Okay, hopefully I help. But yeah, just to go off of what you were saying at the tail end of that introduction, right? So you wouldn't be able to apply for expungement if you've been convicted of serious crimes such as rape, such as assault with intention to do grievous bodily harm, murder, things like that, right? So generally, there is a whole long list of specific requirements that you'd have to meet. But generally, firstly, you wouldn't be able to, you have to wait 10 years from the date of your conviction. You cannot apply for it really beforehand.
Okay,
right?
so that's very interesting.
You're going to have to be patient. Then secondly, in terms of the conviction or the sentence that was actually imposed on you, it should have been maybe a fine that is not exceeding 20,000 rand. If it's over that, you would not be able to get your record expunged. So any crimes that you were maybe things like possession or your traffic fine, things like that, where the fine that you were given falls underneath the 20,000 rand benchmark of a sentence, you'd be able to try and apply to have your record expunged.
Okay, so your basic requirement at a bare minimum, it can't be for serious offences. This is for relatively small things or small infractions. If the fine's over 20,000 rand, you're out. Or if it's an otherwise serious offence, then you're out. But for people that are in a fortunate enough position where they do qualify that it's not a serious offence, what are the next steps for those people?
So your first step is you go into the police station, you're asking for a police clearance certificate, right? You will have to pay the fee that's involved in there. To top of mind, it's about 200. I'm not sure if it's more or less, right? So you will have to get that first because you'll have to attach that to your application form that you will submit to the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development, right? So once you get your police clearance certificate, another thing that you have to check is that you're not registered on the register of sex offenders. You have to, if you are, you have to try and get your name removed there first. Or on the child protection register. So if there's instances of child abuse that you were convicted of, you have to also get your name removed from those roles. If your name remains on those roles, you will not be able to get your record expunged, right? So you've done your check on those registers, you've got your police clearance certificate, then you're going to Google the form to apply for expungement. It'll be on the Department of Justice's website. You will attach your police clearance form and the forms that that confirm that your name was not on the child offenders register or the sex offenders register. You'll attach those to your application form, and then you can either hand deliver the form to the offices of the Department of Justice, based in Pretoria, it should be, or you can post it to them.
Okay.
Then what happens is that I would budget a minimum of 6 months. We know our entities.
Yeah, of course.
That's all I'll say on that.
Our state entities can sometimes be a little bit clumsy.
Yeah, so I would budget at minimum a 6 month waiting period, and then the Department of Justice would adjudicate, the Director General would adjudicate your application, and then you'll receive word from the criminal record system of South Africa telling you, hey, your record has been expunged, or no, your record is not going to be expunged, and you'll be entitled to request the reasons for why it was denied. That's basically the process. It should be a straightforward process. You are able to do it yourself. The only real cost that should be involved would be the fee that you're paying to get your police clearance certificate. But there are businesses, there are firms that will be able to help you with those types of processes.
I mean, most law firms would be able to assist you. Would you guys be able to assist Popela Maake?
Yes, of course.
I mean, from what I've heard, given your statement or my statement rather, that some of these institutions can be a little bit clumsy, to be polite. The courts can sometimes be a little bit understaffed. People are overworked. The systems aren't the most efficient. There's a lot of paperwork, and it can sometimes be a little bit confusing for people. So they could always, and I might just recommend to contact a law firm and at least help you, if it's within your budget, to walk through the process a little bit. So Zinhle has obviously outlined the basic steps, and you can follow the advice that we've given here today. But just be prepared that the courts are a little bit, I would say, inept in South Africa. They just aren't the best courts in the world. They don't run like Swiss clockwork. And sometimes the assistance of a good lawyer or an attorney from a good law firm can smooth these processes over, and they can make things go just a little bit faster. But like Zinhle says, brace yourself, 6 months. Yeah, minimum, 6 months minimum. I think that's fantastic advice. Anything else to add? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that, Zinhle. And if you need any more information, please give her a shout at Popela Maake Attorneys. And join us again next time for another show. We'll do something else and something important. Bye for now.